All right, we are going to go through our list of contest winners for the 2022 Holiday Brevity Writing Contest. We are starting with the Margo LaGattuta Poetry Award. And third place was The Christmas Tree by Grace Grogan. Grace, if you want to go ahead and read your piece, please.
Okay. The Christmas Tree. Tramp through snow at the Christmas tree farm. Mom says it's too small. Dad says it's too big. Mom thinks it's skinny. Dad thinks it's fat. Mom says too short. Dad says too high. Finally, we agree. Dad saws it down, strapped to the car roof, and head for home. Dad brings in the tree. It's too tall to stand. Saw more off the bottom. Tighten the stand. Move the furniture because it's so wide, it fills half the room. Oh my, what a sight. String on the lights, garland, tinsel, and bulbs. Stand back to admire the Christmas tree done.
I mute it, so now I have to unmute. And second place is New Year's Block Party by J.H. Danville. J.H., go ahead and read your piece, please.
Thank you. New Year's Block Party. Like a Bhangra beat on a snowy street in Michigan, transplanted mix of human energy, people and their stories thumping and fade into nonstop creating. Language and dreaming coming together to germinate the new in the fertile ground of music streaming legacies of poetry, the beast where it all blends in. Connective tissue of ruptured fissures, tectonic plates melding new fixtures that satiate the undying thirst of the now for a renewed present. A block party popping off when the DJ drops a Bollywood banger and 100 feet fly into the air at a New Year's party in winter.
Thank you, J.H. And for the first place of the Margo LaGattuta Poetry Award, it's called The Holiday Season by Liz Timmerman. Liz, if you could please read us your winning piece.
Thank you. The Holiday Season. Days from the winter solstice. All of the animals and plants dormant and sleeping, while we rush around keeping commitments and traditions, already planning next year's ambitions.
Thank you, Liz. And I appreciate all of these pieces that were very holiday brevity themed. They kept the theme of the holiday and they kept it short and sweet. And that's what we wanted from this particular contest. So thank you. Those are our Margo LaGattuta Poetry Award winners. We had The Christmas Tree by Grace Grogan in third place. In second place, we had New Year's Block Party by J.H. Danville. And in first place, Liz there just read The Holiday Season by Liz Timmerman. Moving on to our Flash Fiction Award. Again, we have a third, second, and first place. We'll start with third place. And that is Festive Flourishes by Cynthia Ann Hurt. Cynthia, if you could read your piece, please.
Yes. Festive Flourishes. The season is so short, complains Augusta. She flops onto the living room sofa next to her husband. Are these all the boxes? You can leave the Christmas trimmings up to the Epiphany in January. Keith pats her thigh reassuringly. They always receive lots of compliments when they're up. I know, she throws up her hands, but hardly anyone comes to appreciate them. We put them up for our enjoyment. He pauses, then holds up his finger. And we can view them twice as long if we leave them up till Candlemas. When's that? She turns towards him, her eyes twinkling with anticipation of his answer. Beginning of February, 1 whole extra month. It's been said that it's bad luck to take down the decorations before then. They both look around the apartment, visions of red, white, and green coordinated decor dancing in their heads. Keith rises and opens a tote. Come on, elf on the shelf. These boxes won't unpack themselves. He lifts out an Advent wreath. How about you put this on the table? She remains in repose. What kind of luck do we have if they never get put out? Oh, stop being a Grinch. Every celebration needs decorations.
Thank you, Cynthia and Hurt. And I like that one because I think we can all relate to putting decorations up and taking them down and wishing we could leave them up longer. Second place in the flash fiction is The Natives by Elizabeth Nowicki, or E.J. Nowicki. I'm not sure which you prefer, Elizabeth.
Oh, either way is fine. Don't worry. Alrighty, thank you. The Natives. The locals come once a year. We strengthen our base. No weak entry points. If the cameras fail, we're in the dark for the 36-hour night. Planet XM-75 is nothing but potential for the minerals we desperately need back home. Will they come? Sergeant Hobbs bites his nails. It's his first year. Yes, I say, it's my fifth. There is no sleeping, only a crowded mess unit with food, drink, and chatter as we watch the screens, waiting. The red beings swarm. They live to the north in a settlement only our cameras have captured. With squat bodies and elongated, pointy heads, we aptly name them elves. Hundreds bob up and down in their strange dance, scrawling across our screens. They press against our fences. We don't breathe. The bigger ones carry sacks. They take out polished rocks and drop them. Then they're gone, moving down the entire planet and up the other side in one night. They left us things, Sergeant Hobbs frowned. What does it mean? Nobody knew. We wouldn't see them for another year. Their gifts would be analyzed with no meaning found. Merry Christmas, I say.
Thank you, Elizabeth. And first place in the Flash Fiction Award is titled Christmas Break by Jan Martinez. Go ahead, Jan.
All right. Christmas Break. End over end, the snow globe fell, appearing to have leapt over the low parapet at the edge of the table. 5 pairs of eyes watched in dread as over and over it turned, its Chicago blizzard intensifying with each rotation, until it fell with a sharp crack onto the hardwood floor. I hadn't thought Greta, the 6-year-old demonstrating her pirouette, was anywhere near the globe when it broke, but there it was, now in pieces, its glittery atmosphere seeping steadily in the direction of the Christmas tree. The miniature Sears tower bounced and came to rest on a chrysanthemum petal on a nearby oriental rug, while the jolly snowman rolled impotently around, his hat now shattered. Greta's round face began to crumple inward as her Dresden blue eyes filled, twin oceans of salt water ready to spill forth. My mom reached her first. "It's okay, sweetie," she cooed. Then Greta's mother, first murmuring, "I'm so sorry she's always breaking things," before turning to comfort her daughter. I, ever practical, chimed in, "One less thing to dust." "Hey," my sister said, turning to Greta's mom, "can you send her over to my place? I really hate dusting."
Thank you, Jan. I had to read that a couple times to really picture what was happening in it, and it was a very colorful use of language, and I'm see why the judges chose you as first place. So I want to recap. We had the Flash Fiction Award there. We had third place by Cynthia and Hurt for Festive Flourishes. Did I say that right? I think you corrected me last time. Second place, The Natives by Elizabeth Nowicki, and Christmas Break just there by Jan Martinez. Moving to our third and final category, the Rochester Writers Essay Award. So this was a first-person account, and we're going to start with third place again. This one is titled Opportunity by Sue Dudgeon. Is it Dudgeon? Or... Okay, Sue, go ahead and read your piece, please.
Opportunity. Every chapter of life brings a different Christmas. For me, presents and parties have lost their glitter. Family gatherings maintain their importance, but even those dynamics change. The family is larger, yet smaller, as each child becomes a parent and each parent becomes the grandparent. Christmas time lends itself to opportunities to do for others. I volunteered with the Goodfellows for an afternoon this year. My task was to stand in front of a family restaurant to ask for donations for financially challenged families. Wearing a neon green Goodfellow sash with bucket in hand, I felt like a homeless person standing on a corner, begging, holding a sign that shouts their plight. A handsome silver-haired woman who resembled Queen Elizabeth came out of the diner. She stopped her daughter, who was holding her steady. "Hand me my purse, please." While she fumbled in her handbag, looking for her wallet, she told me her story. My husband had gone to war. He was gone for so long, my daughter didn't know who he was when he came home. He was heartbroken. The Goodfellows came with a doll for her and the sweetest oranges I have ever tasted for me. We would not have had a Christmas at all if it hadn't been for those men. She turned to her daughter. "Do you remember?" "No, Mom, I don't. I was just a toddler. I do remember the doll." Her stiff, crooked fingers wrapped around several dollar bills. She moved toward my bucket, losing her balance. Her daughter put her arms around her. I moved my bucket closer. She tucked her money in the container. My husband would like that. She had such love and loss in her voice. I touched her shoulder. In that moment, I couldn't speak for the lump in my throat. "Thank you." I leaned in closer. "God bless you." They cautiously walked toward the parking lot. She hesitated and looked back at me, kissed her palm, and graciously waved her hand at me. "Merry Christmas, and thank you." My heart tugged as I waved back. "Thank you for bringing me Christmas."
Thank you, Sue.
Thank
And
you.
I enjoyed that because not only it's sharing 3 Christmases really for people. Bringing back the memory of hers. The donation will help someone, and it gave you something as well. So, second place in the essay award is entitled "A Winter January Night Run" by Brian Is it Sluga or Sluga?
Sluga.
Sluga. Okay, Brian, tell us about your winter January night run.
I do remember that Midwest High School January 1980 evening run. That moment of pleasure running in pristine snow, smelling wood fireplaces, and seeing smoke curling from rooftops. Running in the chilled air through the sloshy white snowed streets, my feet wet under crackling ice. Leaves rustle as I travel down on a snowy, dark winter street. I admire and wonder whom lives in these nice homes. I was alone that winter night. I felt my legs failing, the stillness you do not know, a hush of the evening. With that hour of pain, as my stress subsided, my peace was realized mile after painful mile. I worried over the love I have for winning and what my future holds. Then I think of my running mates for life and beyond them. What is next? Until that moment when I suddenly stopped, turned, and realized that the world was beneath my feet. My soul begged for a sign. That translucent moon, bright amongst the gentle night sky. I saw a wise tree standing there, sleeping in the cold. The voices of friends are still. Will those lighted faces keep smiling, or will they tread the paths their feet have worn? It's then a clear voice told me, keep my connections to family and friends strong. Keep working my spiritual life, and all my worries will be answered in time. My love for running had transformed as I caught snowflakes on my fingertips. Seeing them melt away caused wonder. Could I not hold on to something so precious that did not want to stay? Am I loved as I am told? As I ran towards home, I felt emotional clouds that would last forever. That endless snowstorm run was incredible. On that run, I came to understand what I was to be or who I was. To be a runner was for myself to see what others could not. I was able to enter my daydreams and escape the world. Running to me was a spiritual practice that took me places and helped to find a quiet path to peace. I won't stop stepping off that peace path anytime soon.
Thank you, Brian. And in the essay award, we go to first place. It's called The Carnivore Christmas by Brian Drumm. And Brian, I appreciated the humor in this one. So go ahead and share your story with us, please.
A Carnivore Christmas. When my parents were still around, Christmas gatherings included homemade cookies, imported cheeses, mulled cider, and roasted chestnuts. We'd also have a Glückschwein or luck pig made of marzipan. Since the 1900s, it has represented good luck for the upcoming new year, as did serving a holiday ham adorned with pineapple and cloves. We'd huddle and nibble by our decorated tree, taking in its fresh pine scent. With my parents now departed, tradition has turned contemporary. We gather at my nephew's, where prepared meats are the lone offering. Once I asked to bring a dish of green vegetables and received the response, "Who's going to eat that?" Today's holiday fare consists of pulled pork, Costco meatballs, deep fried turkey, and plastic shrimp platter. I skipped the venison casserole and a card table sagging from store-bought desserts. I wonder if someone's case of gout will be triggered by this feast. An open bar, beer, wine, and a red holiday punch with floating oranges permits incoming strangers to imbibe prior to removing their bulky coats. I can't drink for health reasons and don't know many people in the growing crowd. Commotion inside the packed house reaches a liquor-infused cacophony. Hallmark movies flash on a flat screen. Christmas music blares from behind greeting cards on the mantle. Kids are shouting downstairs. I try mingling while two miniature dogs sniff at my feet as if they're Lynx sausages, tails wagging frenzied enough to dislocate a hip. They bark wildly when the doorbell rings. I could have devised a way to avoid all of this mayhem, only to get shamed by the trope, but Christmas time is family time. My expectant great niece tells me that next year, the party's at her house 70 miles away. Holding an empty beer bottle, she adds, "That way people will see our baby and giant bull mastiff at the same time." I suspect I'll know even less guests over there. Here's hoping a snowy cyclone bomb intervenes. Suddenly, I realize there's an escape to my future Christmas glut. The airtight, "I don't really want to make the drive," should lift me off the stocking hook. What luck! I softly hum "There's No Place Like Home" for the holidays, and finally leave the boorish festivities. I reach home feeling relieved, change into some sweats, and throw my clothes, which reek of dog and cooked meat, into the washer.
Thank you, Brian. I think everyone got a chuckle out of that, and we could all relate to that. Now, I don't know how many of your family members are tuning into the live stream, but I guess we can shore up the fact that you won't be invited to too many more.
They'll be fine.
Okay. Well, I want to thank everybody. That was the essay award. I'll recap all of them. So in reverse order, we heard Brian Drumm there with the first place, A Carnivore Christmas. Then Brian Sluga with A Winter January Night Run in second place. And third place was Opportunity by Sue Dudgeon. Sorry, I'm not sure if I'm getting that right, Sue. And then in the flash fiction, first place was Christmas Break by Jan Martinez. Second place was The Natives by E.J. Nowicki. and third place was Festive Flourishes by Cynthia Ann Hurt. And the Margo LaGattuta Poetry Award, first place was The Holiday Season by Liz Timmerman. Second place was New Year's Block Party by J.H. Danville. And third place was The Christmas Tree by Grace Grogan, who started us all off tonight. So another round of applause for everybody who read and everybody who won. And thank you to everyone who's tuning in via Facebook Live. And of course, this is recorded so we can go back and watch it over and over again. But now is that time where we ask the judges. So just to recap how the judging work, we have separate judges for each category. They will award first, second, and third. Then we take the first place in all those categories and send them off to another couple judges that haven't read any of these. So they're only seeing the 3 first place winners, and they pick the best of show. And the best of show this round was in the Flash Fiction Award and for Christmas Break by Jan Martinez. So thank you, Jan. You are the best of show. With that comes free registration to next year's Rochester Writers Conference. So I hope you can make it. So thank you, everybody, for participating in the contest, the Holiday Brevity. For those tuning in via Facebook, you can go to our website, rochesterwriters.com, and click on the writing contest and scroll down to 2022 contest winners, and that will tell you all about who just won. And if you click on just writing contest, it will tell you the guidelines and the parameters that everybody had to work in to create their piece. We will have a new contest being announced soon, so if that's something you're interested in, keep a look on that website. And I wish everybody a great holiday season. I waited to do this live Zoom so it was a little closer to the holidays so that the holiday brevity theme had some resonance as we move into the holidays. Thank you, everybody, again, for participating, and everyone that submitted entries. You're all winners to me. So happy holidays, and we'll see you next time.